Well, this here is the Maruti Ciaz, and for a lot of people this is the default choice if they want a mid-size sedan. But why is that so? I'll tell you in this video review by driving it around, by telling you about its features, and of course show you the space on the boot as well as the interiors. But before that, let me just make a small request. Please do follow me on Instagram. My handle is Ashish Masi. While it's following below on your screen, and of course you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook as well. And if you help me improve my followers, manufacturers will think that I have become very influential and send all these cars to me much faster, so I can give you more video reviews and much faster video reviews right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Well, so talking about the cabin of the Ciaz, it's a very plush looking cabin. You get this a little bit of faux wood over here, and the quality is also quite okay. There's soft materials here on top of the dashboard and the door panel. So yes, the materials are good. In terms of the features, this car is very well kitted. You get Apple's CarPlay and Android Auto, which really is obligatory now across all other manufacturers. Start-stop button as well, and of course a couple of airbags, as well as ABS is standard. What you also get is automatic headlamps, which gives it a nice and plush feel, and Maruti also gives it a nice and large touchscreen system, which is easy to operate. In terms of seat comfort, this Ciaz is pretty good. You get good support for your lower back, good support for your under thighs, and of course plenty of storage places. You also get a hooded cover here for keeping your wallet as well as your cell phone safe from prying eyes should you leave it in the car. And the door bins are large enough for those big 1 liter bottles. And of course, this is the mild hybrid tech system, so you can of course switch it on and off by using these buttons, as well as the button to switch off the traction control. So in terms of the overall ambience, the overall space, comfort, as well as the features, the car is pretty well loaded, and I'd give it a strong score of 8 out of 10. While talking about the back seat of the Ciaz, this is the roomiest place in the mid-size sedan segment. You won't find more legroom or headroom in any other car. In fact, headroom might be able to find, but legroom is impossible because this car has a very long wheelbase, and I've adjusted the front seat for my height and my driving position. My height, if you've forgotten for reference, is 5'10", and I always adjust the front seat for my height. So yes, there's plenty of space. There's an almost flat floorboard, so whoever's sitting in the middle also can stretch his feet. The knee and hip angle is also pretty good, and also there's an armrest which has a couple of beverage holders. So essentially, it's one of the best seats in the business, and I think I'd give it a strong score of 9 out of 10. Well, I'm sure by now all of you are aware that Woodmore are the online expert when it comes to spare parts, and the best point is that they have the spare parts for all vehicles available in India. So even if your car is out of production now, maybe you have a large generation model, even then they have the spare part available. They have the entire catalog, and the best point is that they have the same spare part from a host of different component makers, which gives you great flexibility in the pricing overall. So check them out today. Check out the app. It's available both for iOS as well as Android devices, and also check out the website for the latest schemes as well as offers. The boot on the Ciaz is a little over 500 liters, which means it's a big boot, and it's a very impressive boot because it's got a very wide aperture, and it's also very deep boot. There's a bit of a loading lip, but you can easily forgive it because it is a nice and deep boot. So if my mother-in-law had to give it a score, she'd give it a very strong sort of 9 out of 10, I'm sure of that. And of course, I'll also be happy to transport her back with all her luggage to her home in the Ciaz. It is a very big boot. Well, so here we are driving the automatic version of the Ciaz. Now this is the petrol automatic that we're driving, and it comes with a 4-speed automatic. It doesn't have a 5-speed automatic. That's quite okay. If you drive in the city, 4 gears is all you'll ever need. On the highway, occasionally you might miss that 5th gear, but to be honest, you won't on most days. Now where this car excels is in the fact that the steering wheel is nice and light, and the composed ride in the city is really very absorbent, so it'll really soak in the bumps. On the highway also, it offers you a very nice and composed ride, so you'll enjoy that car in the sense. But the only thing is that the engine doesn't feel as responsive as you would like it, or some of its other rivals, but that's okay because it delivers excellent fuel economy. It's a decent engine in terms of responsiveness, but the fuel efficiency is in excess of 13.5 kpl. We've been driving this car around for the last couple of months, and it's delivered good fuel efficiency figures because it has mild hybrid tech, which means that at a signal, when you just press the brakes and stop, this engine will shut off automatically, and as soon as you release the brakes, it'll again pick up and start going. and there's an extra set of batteries at the back which helps to recharge the system, and it just delivers better fuel economy. Now, to be honest, this car can't be hustled around into corners, and it shouldn't be hustled around because there's a bit of body room when you push it into corners. But buyers in this segment aren't buying a car to push it around a racetrack or take it to the BIC, Buddha International Circuit. They're buying it for a hassle-free ownership experience, for an easy drive, and more than anything else, for a fuel economical engine. And in all those departments, this car truly shines. In fact, it's pretty good in terms of refinement. When you're on the move doing speeds of about 80 or 90, the engine feels really quiet, and the cabin isolation also is better than most other rivals. The only noise which enters at that time is a little bit of tire noise, and sometimes the wind noise can enter when you exceed speeds in excess of 100 kph, but the engine remains largely quiet on the outside. So overall, in terms of driving, I'd give this car a strong score of 89 out of 100. Also, Ciaz comes with a large boot, a really roomy cabin, and with a host of features, including some which I only found on a lot more expensive cars. And what I'm essentially trying to say is that this is a very good value for money product, and the same reason that a lot of people buy Maruti cars is because it also offers you great fuel efficiency, and the Suzuki badge means that resale values and after sales will be very strong. So essentially what I'm trying to say is that this is a great all-round package, and you should definitely consider it if you have a budget of about 8 to 10 lakh rupees, and go for the Ciaz, take a test drive, and I'm sure that you'll agree with my verdict. It's bye for now, and hope to see you soon.